Hey, welcome back, everyone. So I have heard about this game, and I know I'm kind of late to the party. This game came out in 2025, last year. Now it's available on the Xbox Game Pass. I want to give it a first look and just kind of give you my opinions. Remember, you watching me because you want to hear what I have to say. You can go watch many other YouTubers and get their take on this, but this is my take. So you want to hear what I have to say and what I think. All right, so let's go ahead and let's check it out. I'll give you my honest opinion. I'll let you know exactly what I think. Rogue Factor, I guess that's the name of the developer, published by Nacon, right? Yeah. Unreal Engine. Everything's Unreal Engine these days. Mature content warning. This game is intended for adult audience and includes intense violence, blood. Is it too loud? I don't know. Is it? Maybe it's too loud. I'll bring it down a little bit because it's too loud. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Join the Nacon community and you can get this exclusive uh, what is this? Cap. You can get this cap. Nah, it's okay. Eh, maybe some other time. Brightness, luminance. All of this looks good to me right now because I already am using HLG, Hybrid Log Gamma 2100, HLG 2100 Hybrid Log Gamma to calibrate my tone mapping and all that. Show titles, subtitle. I want my subtitles to be large. Do I want to? Yeah, always performance, dude. Performance. No, I want it to be medium. Subtitles medium, medium. Audio output stereo. Okay, it's all good. Hell is us. All right, well, it's certainly hell is us. Balance. This is ideal settings for players who enjoy moderate combat challenge along with their investigation. Yeah, balanced, fine. I'm not going to chicken out and just go all the way to a lenient. Enable tutorials. Yeah, sure. Our game has no map, no markers, indicators where people are, well, things are, where to go next, or who to talk to. We will never tell you precisely what must be done or how to do it. Okay, at least they're being transparent about this. So, see, I like this. So, developers are kind of letting you know in advance, okay, we're not giving you any help. We're not like walking you, we're not holding your hands and walking you through this game. Good luck, go out there and see what you can discover. All right, well, at least they're being transparent. All right, so that's cool. This game is a work of fiction. This video game is a work of fiction. All right, we understand it's a fictional. All right, we get it. Clearly, it's a video game, so it's fictional. Same thing as watching a movie, fictional, or a TV show, fictional. Reading a book, fictional. Polygraph noise.
Is the truth serum. It's still experimental, hence the polygraph. I would have tortured you, but my employers insist I use their concoction. Now, let's begin. How did you get into Hadea?
The yellow brick road.
Well, apparently, needs more time. While it's going through your system, curious about something. Why did you do it?
Anyone in my shoes would have done the same.
I think you overestimate human beings. I don't think you realize the time, money, and resources that went into this operation. You pissed off the wrong people. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You were smuggled out of Hadea at age 5, grew up in the foster care system, and dabbled in criminal activities. You managed to pull yourself together and become a decorated soldier. After decades of trying to get back into Hadea, well, you decided to take matters into your own hands. Oh, it seems we are ready.
This is a very interesting game.
How did you get into Hadea?
I asked for a transfer to the UN peacekeepers, who had deployed inside Hadea. It backfired. When the paperwork cleared, Hadea's civil war was in full swing and the peacekeepers pulled out. I reported to my new unit, stole some gear, and crossed the mountains.
Why come back?
Fuck. My parents. I wanted to find them. I needed to confront them.
How did you know your parents were still in Hadea?
What is Hadea?
I didn't. My only memory was that my father was the blacksmith of a village of Jova.
Getting into Hadea is just as hard as leaving. Tell me, who smuggled you out?
My mother.
What happened?
She sat me down in the back of a truck, gave me a necklace, and shut the door.
She didn't say anything?
She told me. Never come back.
What is Hadea? See, that's what I want to know. What is Hadea? This is a very interesting game. I heard about this game. A lot of people talked about it. By the way, we're playing on Xbox Series X. It looks like a United Nations UN peacekeeper. All right, so I guess he worked for this ON, which looks like United Nations peacekeepers. How do I know? Well, because, dude, that's what I remember when I was in Bosnia during the war in Bosnia. It's in the early 90s, 1992, 1993, United Nation peacekeepers. They had these white armored vehicles and the UN, and they were wearing the same blue helmets and the blue Kevlars. This is a very interesting game. We're on a performance mode, 60 FPS, looks good. So he's in this forest. See, this game doesn't tell you anything, where to go, what to do. So we'll have to figure out what this Hadea is. And his mom, like, she, like, rescued him or something from Hadea. I don't know. Something about this Hadea. There's some sort of, like, experiment or something. I don't know. So there's no map. There's no indicators to tell you where to go. Just like go out there and discover everything on your own. I like that, and I like the transparency that developers are giving you. They're letting you know, hey, this is the way you're going to be playing this game. I'm already hooked. I'm already interested. See, I like these types of games. Because this is totally different from everything else that I've played. I didn't watch any walkthroughs. I totally ignored any walkthroughs about this game because I want to experience this for myself, and that's the whole point, to experience the game for yourself. There's a graveyard over here. It feels kind of weird where there's no map, there's no indicators, there's nothing. It almost feels like a tech demo. There's some kind of a tower over there, and a house. Looks like some sort of a village. Maybe a Resident Evil village, I don't know. However, there is a manual save. Alright. Let's save the game, that's good. There's a house, and underneath the house there's a basement. Can we enter this house? What is that tower? You see, that's what I'm wondering. Is that part of the experiment? Is that what this place is? Some big giant experiment? I don't know. I'm just guessing. I guess we'll find out. I will be live streaming this after I finish Halo. Don't worry. We'll be playing this. I'm just, trying to give you my first thoughts and opinions on this. Who is this guy? Conversation, investigation. Conversation can be started with many characters you encounter. Conversation topics can be chosen based on datum, which represents a specific piece of information you have previously encountered. Conversation with characters may reveal additional datum, which can open up new topics of conversation. Topics that are relevant to your main objectives are listed on the left side of the screen. Listed on the right side of the optional topics, which reveal more about the situation, culture, history of Hadea. But what is Hadea? Is Hadea this experimental place where they experiment with these subjects like this guy? I don't know. It's like a Montauk project or something? Let's talk to him.
You must be lost to wander around Sinedra Forest. I'm afraid I have very little to offer.
Okay, well, what do you offer then?
You're welcome to stay and catch your breath. Frankly, I could use the company.
Elderly farmer, who are you? Let me ask him.
Who are you?
The name's Ernest Cadell. My family has tilled the earth here for generations.
Your name is Ernest Cadell, and your family has tiled the earth here. Tiled the earth here? What do you mean? Is this like a different planet? Tiled the earth here for generations.
When the Sabinian army dug in for the winter, they used our home as their headquarters. I wasn't here at the time, but my sons were. When I finally came back, the Sabinians were long gone.
Sabinians. Sabinians. It almost sounds like Serbians. Anyway, which kind of brings me back to Bosnia. Is this game like vis-a-vis Bosnia War, Yugoslavia, fallout of Yugoslavia, and then the Balkans War that happened? With very bloody, the most bloodied war since World War II. Well, I think Ukraine now has topped that. But it was still in the 90s one of the bloodiest wars in Europe since World War II. But now Ukraine certainly has topped that. Um, okay.
They left my son's bodies in the forest. My only solace is knowing that my fourth son might still be alive. I hope he finds his way home. If he's out there somewhere.
So he's looking for his son. All right, well, maybe I can help you find your son. Village of Jova, Hadea. What is Hadea?
President Yanko, no matter how you feel about the bastard, he held everything together. His grandiose vision of unification kept a fragile peace together. That and his excessive brutality.
Dude, this is almost like he's talking about Yugoslavia. Like it's almost like he's talking about Marshal Tito. Marshal Tito, who was able to establish six republics, in Yugoslavia back then. But after he passed away, then in the 90s, the whole thing fell apart, and there was a bloody, bloody war that lasted for about 3 years, or maybe 4 years, or something like that. If you count the war in Croatia and Slovenia, right? Yeah, this is like interesting. And then you got these peacekeepers. It's all like it's like to retrospect to the Yugoslavia fall of the Yugoslavia and Bosnia war.
He was the one that turned Hadea into a prison. No one was allowed out or in, keeping old grudges bobbling on the pot's rim, just waiting to boil over.
So he created this guy, this Hadea. Yankel.
When President Yanko blew his head off, the hand holding the lid was gone. War was inevitable.
Just like when Marshal Tito passed away, the war broke out in Yugoslavia. Because every republic wanted to be independent, right? Croatia wanted to be independent. Slovenia wanted to be independent. Of course, we wanted to be independent as well. But the Serbians didn't want that. They wanted, all of us to be part of this, greater Serbia, whatever. It's a long story, guys. But I do see some similarities. Now, this is fictional, so obviously they're not using, like the real events that I'm talking about that I have been through in the early 90s. But I can see some similarities here, like the Civil War, the Peacekeepers, Sabinians, which is kind of similar to Serbians, and Hadea, which is a representation of Yugoslavia, right? And this President Yankel, which represents Marshal Tito. Now, Marshal Tito died of natural causes, but here in this fictional world, President Yankel blew his head off. He killed himself. Interesting. Now let's talk about Civil War.
I managed to survive 2 years of this damn war. No parent should have to bury a child, let alone 3. I'm left to endure this torment. That's what we do. We carry on, no matter what.
That's true. That's the only thing you can do.
Despite all of it, I know we Palamists will win this war. We have Setharis on our side. The Serbs only pretend to worship him, which will be their undoing. Trust me.
Let's see about these Sabians.
I grew up hating Serbs, without question. My pap and my dad hated them. That was enough reason for me.
This is a striking resemblance to the war in Yugoslavia and the Bosnian War versus, you know, Bosnian Muslims versus Bosnian Serbs, and then Serbians, and the Kosovo and the whole thing that happened in the 90's. You know, um, some of you who are my generation, you probably remember it. Um, Thanks to President Clinton. I mean, that's one of the things that I appreciate about President Clinton, Bill Clinton. He was able to stop the bloodshed, and things are now better over there. They've been better for a long, long time. There hasn't been a war. There hasn't been any issues or problems after what he was able to do to bring everybody at the table. Um, he's one of my favorite presidents. I don't care about the whole Monica Lewinsky thing. I really don't care. But he was one of my favorite presidents, for sure. In the 90's, he was the best. He was the man. And he stopped this brutal war, man. That was not an easy task, and he was able to do it. So kudos to President Bill Clinton. But anyway, let's move on.
Now, I damn well know why I despise the bastards. I'd be at the front if I were any younger. I'd show the Serbs as much mercy as they did my boys.
Again, this also resemblance the genocides that happened in Srebrenica. I think it was 1993. Yeah, genocide happened in Srebrenica in 1993. It was interesting. Steven Spielberg was making a movie in Auschwitz in Poland about the Holocaust, and he was saying, like, here I am making a movie, The Schindler's List, about this horrendous, genocide. I mean, uh, what the Germans did, Holocaust that happened in the 40's. And here I am making this movie about the Holocaust and the Auschwitz um, and what happened in during the World War II, Schindler's List, and now not far from here, in the Balkans region in Bosnia and Srebrenica, there's a genocide happening. So it was pretty interesting, you know, uh, to see that he was making that movie, and at the same time there was atrocities happening in Bosnia in 1993. And the UN peacekeepers, can I be honest? UN really hasn't done anything, man. They let the genocide happen, man. They were just standing there watching genocide happen, But then they were instructed not to get involved. Sure, they could have get involved, but they were instructed not to get involved. I was so disappointed by UN peacekeepers. They haven't done nothing. It wasn't until, the American forces came in, that's when, the superpower military power comes in, then things change. It makes a whole lot of difference when you have U.S. military go in there, because Serbians knew that this is a superpower, and they're gonna not hesitate to show you the mighty powerful U.S. military and what he can do. Anyway,
I don't know much about them. All I know is that the peacekeepers came here to calm things down. The first and only time I saw them was when they were leaving the country.
yeah, I remember them, but they used to give me candy. They used to, like, you know. I mean, they were nice, but again, you have to remember, they're under orders, not to get involved in what they can do. They try to help citizens cross the streets to protect them from the snipers. They would block, the with these armored white trucks, they would block the roads so that way the snipers, can't penetrate, because they're armored trucks. I mean, they were trying to do what they could do, but you have to understand, UN was under orders not to get involved, you know. Um, and it's just, it's a tragedy that it happened under their watch, that the genocide of Srebrenica happened under their watch. And I think that's when Bill Clinton said, all right, that's it, like, this is crossing the line, we have to get involved. But the great thing about Bill Clinton, Bob Dole back then, they both agreed, both Republicans and Democrat agreed that we have to do something about this. And that's why they created the I-4 with the NATO to go in there as the NATO peacekeeping force. But they knew that they had to do something, and the NATO back then was under the command of Wesley Clark, General Wesley Clark, and I remember all of this because I lived through it. But there's significant resemblance here with this game. I know this is fictional, but me reading this, it's reminding me of what I've been through in the early 90s.
I was walking on the side of the road when a convoy of white trucks rolled by. I noticed one of the soldiers. He was the only one smiling. He looked like Arlo, one of my boys. He waved at me. Oddly, I found myself waving back. I think it was a lost cause to try and quell ancient hatreds. Sabs and Palamists have long memories. I think of that soldier from time to time. I hope he made it out of Hadea.
Hadea could also mean Bosnia. I don't know, but I think it's about Yugoslavia.
I've always seen we Palamists as creatures of habit. Like most of us, I hold my God and traditions close to my heart. We're humble and modest and tend to help our neighbors, so long as they're Palamists. We love gatherings, especially during the week of peace.
All right, so I think I given you guys my honest opinion about this game so far, and we'll continue this on a live stream whenever I get a chance to play it. But I hope that this 27-minute, I hope this gives you my honest opinion about this game. This game, it's really about the Yugoslavia conflict, the fall of Yugoslavia, and of course, especially what happened in Bosnia in 3 years of that brutal war in a early 90s that I was part of, because I was still there. I came to the United States after the war, so I didn't flee. I was there during the war, Anyway, so that's what I think. That's my honest opinion about this game. Very interesting. I will certainly play it after I finish Halo, playing Halo Campaign Evolved, and Halo Campaign Evolved on PlayStation 5 Pro to look at the difference between the two. But I will certainly play this after Halo for sure. I'm certainly interested in this game. All right, well, there you have it. It's a long video, but there was so much I needed to say here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.